Okay, so basically, how to solve this challenge. You're giving a set of data. So this is an object with a data in it. So we need to write a function which takes an album ID, blah, 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 blah. Now, the most important thing in here is we need to break it down into chunks. So write a function which takes an album ID, a property prop, and a value, okay, to modify the data collection. So that's the first thing we need to do. So we need to write a function. So function, oh yeah, we just need to copy and paste first thing here. Okay, so function is going to be update records. Arguments are going to be ID, I think. What are the arguments? ID, prop, and value. ID, property, and value. So as a beginner developer, I always write this and head, okay. So this part is done. If prop isn't tracks and value isn't empty, update or set value. Your function must always return the collection object. Okay, so that is easy. We just put in return collection. Okay, so this part is done. Fish for something easy to do first and then do the complex. This is a little bit complex. There are several rules for handling data. Okay, if prop is tracks, but the album does not have tracks property, create an empty array before adding new values to the album corresponding property. Okay, this is difficult. If prop is tracks and value isn't empty, push the value onto the end of the album. This can go together. If value is empty, delete the given prop property from the album. Okay, this is easy to do. So that's a simple if statement. So if value 1, 2, 3 is empty, we want to delete. What do we want to delete? Prop property from the album. Okay, so that's going to be collection ID prop. So that's this done. Next thing, okay, let's do this. If property is tracks and value isn't empty, push value onto the end of the album track. This can go together with if prop is tracks. Let's do if prop is tracks. Okay. Else if oh scheiße, I forgot. If prop equals tracks, we need to do something with it, right? But doesn't have tracks property, create an empty array before adding new value of the album's corresponding property. So this will be done like this. So we go with, so the first thing we want to think is if there is track, if the, so if it has tracks, it will be equal to itself. If it doesn't have tracks, it will create an empty array. So the way to do that is very simple. You just type in the name of the object, collection, ID is going to be the argument we're going to be passing, and then prop is going to be the second one. Equals to itself. If it's found, it's going to equal itself, which means it's going to recreate itself, and then nothing is going to happen. Or if it's not going to find itself, it will create an empty array. So empty array is now created. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to push a value into the empty array. So the way we do that is collection ID, oh whoopsie, ID prop dot push. That's the function for pushing, and then we're going to be pushing value into it. Yeah. Okay. So this is done now. If prop isn't tracks and value isn't empty, update or set value. Well, these are this is already done. This here is this basically. And then finally, if prop isn't tracks and value isn't empty, update or set the value for that record album property. Okay, so that's going to be like our final statement. Else, we don't need an if. Collection ID prop equals value. And then that's it. Okay, let's run a test. We put in a variable a equals this. And then we're going to console log RA. So technically speaking, we put in 5439, which is here. Artist does not exist. So artist should be equal to Abba now. Yeah. So let's see if that's true. Yeah, you see, Abba artist is now created. We can try something. We can try a second time, which we can do like this. Let's go with B, update. Let's add 2468. Let's add in here, bad to the bones. 2468. 2468. I'm gonna go with tracks. And we're gonna add, let's just put in test, test, test. Those big letters, see what happens. Okay, so now we need to find 2468. There's 246. You see now test, test, test is now added. And then that's it, it works.